Hey Alice, I just wanted to say that this is specifically for your independent project number 2. I haven't had a chance to look at your first independent project because there's so many to go through, um, but it's about your watering color project for the Dave Eggers memoir. I just want to say off the bat, I think you did a really good job of capturing a similar energy to that of the original cover. I feel like it paid it like proper respects in terms of the color scheme. The energy from it, I just felt like was very similar to the original cover, but also very unique to your style and to the watercolor technique. um I really like how you walked us through your supplies, the reasons why you chose that medium, the watercolors. And I'm excited to check out your first independent project to see the one you did with pencil, because I think you did a really good job capturing like like creating art with watercolors, because I feel like that's rather tricky. So I would imagine your pencils skills are great too. um I do feel like I would have enjoyed more like in-depth reasoning as to what else stood out to you in the book. But I do feel like you incorporate really good quotes. I feel like I enjoyed the aspect of the red toothpicks. I feel like that was kind of visible in your artwork. I feel like I was able to see it and envision it a lot better because of you explaining it. And I feel like you do a good job of that. Um, I feel like maybe connecting it to some story within the memoir would have made it more relatable to me. But outside of that, I feel like you've done a great job of explaining so many elements of your artwork it's in itself. I love that you told us about the people you drew inspiration from, because I feel like personally my project didn't have a lot of those foundations of like, oh well, I felt like I looked at other projects to get this idea or other people's like art. And I feel like being able to draw from other people's art is what makes artists so good at what they do. And I'm not pursuing art in any other way. Um, I'm strictly pursuing English, I suppose. But I do feel like it's amazing that you were able to capture um, the memoir with watercolors like that. I feel like it's a really interesting way to see it in watercolors, because you can argue that his journey was not linear. His journey, like Dave Eggers' journey, was not neat by any means. He experienced a lot of turbulence in his life, a lot of loss, a lot of like he never drove one straight path, right? Um, and so I feel like the watercolors kind of capture that to me. I feel like they embody his journey in a way, or his story, where it kind of like seeps into each other, and it doesn't have to be neat in order for it to be good, in order to have substance, in order for it to have purpose. I feel like the fact that he published it and the fact that it's been so popular is for a reason, you know? And so I feel like the watercolors kind of contribute to that. I feel like I would have loved an explanation like that. And I hope you agree. If you don't, you're welcome to tell me. But yeah, I just feel like the watercolors as a whole really represent Dave Eggers' energy throughout the book. He's constantly shifting. He's constantly having million racing thoughts. And I feel like out of all the mediums you could have picked, you know, you could have done oil, you could have done anything else. I feel like watercolors seem the most balanced while also chaotic, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I just feel like they capture the essence of the book really well. So I really appreciate you sharing with us. And I look forward to looking at your first independent project. Um, my independent projects comprised of like just editing, so they're not as advanced as yours in terms of drawing or using paint or watercolors of that sense. But I really do appreciate your take on it, as well as every single quote that you incorporated, because it does help the images come to life a lot more. So that's all I have. Thanks, Alice.